Hmm.
Without an insulated air intake, that thing's liable to blow up on you.
Hmm.
Toughest thing about using that gas can is keeping a grip on it. That thing wasn't always meant to be a weapon, but there's no denying it now.
Riffs off taking out some trash, so I'm going to.
There's
fuck it up
something you
with
should
it.
know about the kid, but let me take it from the top. The past catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started.
Oh. Okay. What if I modify it to? Also, does that count? Yes, it does.
The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history. The past catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life, supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Ceylondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, kid learned to fend for himself. Learn to build. Learn to break.
Whoop, whoop.
In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. He saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back. Through twisted streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him. Well, he finally arrived at Caelandia's vaunted safe haven. He and no one else. But then, all he got was more thankless work from a man who ain't even asked his name. Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made them real, not me. I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely would. Black rise like hot pineapple chowder on a cold day. Brings back memories.
Experimental. I'm missing one of these. No, I'm not. Never mind.
That mortar's gonna leave a lasting impression. Taught him an old trick from a galleon gunner I once knew. Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of those.
Welcome back.
The Armada sure could have used one of these back in the day.
Why must you torment me? Alright, we'll try to do Zolf's thing again, and then... Actually, we'll do Zolf's without, without shrines on. This way, we can just get the story portion of it.
What I wouldn't give for a good night's sleep. Zolf had difficulty telling me his story. Haven't heard it. I could understand why. They met on the worst day of Zolf's life. There in the Hanging Gardens, he aimed to throw it all away.
Come here, you little shit.
It wasn't the first time Zolf had nothing to lose. He was born to a simple Ura couple who didn't last long before plague took him. He grew up hungry in the tunnels of the Tassel terminals, so he took to stealing from a Ceylonian missionary living there. He once got sloppy with his thieving hands. The missionary caught him, but didn't rat him out. Instead, he offered to take him in. That missionary raised Zolf like a gentleman, like he was his own son. Taught him theology, history, and mercy. When the missionary passed away, Zolf promised to continue his work to bring about a lasting peace between the Ura and Caelondia.
Oh, fucking piss off with that already.
Zolf started teaching the missionaries wisdom to any Ura who would listen, and listen they did. He advocated tolerance and argued that the Ura should atone for the war. He believed the city had much to teach his people. However, Zolf felt he could only do so much in the Tassel terminals. He needed Caelondia to know the Ura had changed. He decided to do what the missionary did many years before.
Just
He
build
left
an
the
army
city of his
and knock
youth
them down.
to brave a savage land. The journey was hard, but he knew how to fend for himself. And then at last, Zolf saw the rippling walls on the horizon. He endeared himself to city folk straight away, and in turn he fell in love with the city and its people. One in particular. This young lady was fascinated by the Ura, but she never met anyone like Zolf. She told him she knew all the city's best
army of
kept
squirts.
secrets. The Hanging Gardens was their favorite spot. It was there that Zolf clasped her hands and proposed in proper Caelondian style. He celebrated with his friends long into the night. Joy and revelry like he'd never seen. Too bad he couldn't remember it all. He woke up alone underground inside the Ura
army of little
Caelondian War
squirts.
Memorial, built like an Ura den. But something was wrong. He emerged from that hole in the ground into a waking nightmare. Everything that wasn't gone was twisted upside down.
Instantly wrecked.
The world was frozen, air thick with ash. What few faces he saw on the street stared back at him with gray and vacant eyes. He found his wife-to-be asleep inside her home, but when he reached out to her, she joined with all the ashes in the sky.
Oh my god, they just like murdered them.
And so Zolf returned to where he proposed in the Hanging Gardens, and there he stood, as if the gods would answer him.
Army of commas! Yes. Army of commas, go!
The kid's gonna be okay. As for that man, who knows?
Poor Zolf.
A pinch of fairy dust, and it's all set. Sometimes arrows ain't enough, so kid packs something bigger just in case.
Jesus, just turrets everywhere. Here, let's see this and then we'll go forward. Cause let's be honest, this is probably gonna be ridiculous.
Ever tell you how the kid got himself wrapped up in this mess to begin with? Catches up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life, supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there.
Oh my god.
School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for
From
him.
Army of Commas to
The money he'd
Army
been
of
sending home
Shotguns.
was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Caelondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, kid learned to fend for himself. Learn to build. Learn to break.
Welcome to the shooting gallery. Yeah, I can make turrets now. It's fucking ridiculous.
In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. One night,
Yeah, I
on one
might
of
be
his
able to use this.
expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. He saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back.
This is what the shotgun turrets in Fallout 4 should have been.
Through twisted streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him.
Oh god damn it, I did it again. Less useful. Yeah, well. However,
Will it finally arrived at Caelondia's vaunted safe haven? He and no one else. But then,
in
all
actual
I got
boss
was more
fights, this would be
thankless
great.
work from a man who ain't even asked his name. Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made them real, not me. I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely would.
And that's how your likely power level through this. Yeah, that's pretty much what you use them for. Technically, that's what you use the squirts for as well, but... Dump. The problem is that you have to take the cannon to be able to use them. Without the cannon, you can't use this. I don't want to take the cannon. I want to take the other cannon.
Now, whale ale ain't made from real whale. but it'll make you strong like one.
Should I... Should I turn these back on for the last level?
The cinders kept the city good and warm, made it thrive.
The only ones left are those, and learn and get 2 more secret techniques. Alright. Onward to the end.
The Bastion, Caelandia's safe haven, once the highest point in the city. Too bad it wasn't finished before the calamity struck.
I might be using our... if I played. Well, remember that the cannon, that the calamity cannon now locks on, and the bow stuns them. It's more important to stun them than be able to hold on or home on to them, because these ones you can't defend against. They will teleport behind you if you're holding up your shield.
I can't hear him at all anymore. He's too far away.
One moment. I need a drink. And so there's people in those ice blocks. Good God, what happened?
But he'll be alright. Just needs to get that shard from Zolf and come on home.
Come here, you blighters.
The calamity hit the Tazzle terminals hardest of all.
One of my favorite songs. Whoops.
You know why Zolf went back there. The place was his home. All his old friends and family were there. Taken by the calamity. Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting. You know what's funny? Well, waiting for a kid. Look around. There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right? But Zia, there's another reason I've been telling you all this. There's something I want you to understand. When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. What happens to Zolf will no longer matter.
That Chaos Ring?
This disease the Earth planted here will go away.
By himself. Then yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point. Yeah, because it was... Oh. But you can see how having stun just makes this so much more magical.
Zealandia will be whole again.
Motherfuckers. Why can't I... I can't target them. I can't target them. Why?
No
What
telling
purpose?
where the kid is now. But he'll be all right. Just needs to get that shard from Zolf and come on home. Go. The calamity hit the Tazzle terminals hardest of all. You know why Zolf went back there. The place was his home. All his old friends and family were there. Taken by the calamity. Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting. You know what's funny? Well, Poor kid.
Little guys, help me.
Look around. There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right? But Zia, there's another reason I've been telling you all this. There's something I want you to understand. This disease the Earth planted here will go away. When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. What happens to Zulf will no longer matter. Celandia will be whole again. Everyone will be all right. Everything will be back to normal.
Enough of the shit flinging chickens. Here we go.
Problem is, we'll all be gone. Oh, we're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. That's the power of the Bastion. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. The way things were before this story.
I no longer dodge. I jump.
You be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. Come on, keep your chin up.
Oh good, it restored my thingies. So that means that slamming in on that counts as a checkpoint.
All of life's little setbacks. Imagine if you could have another go at 'em.
Oh god, here we go
You
again.
follow me? No mistakes.
Look, I don't have time to play with you. Piss.
Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't you agree? Well,
What's this way?
I guess there's nothing more to say.
Oh, hell. Tave, dying, cold.
Who am I kidding?
I love that they give you so many things. And all you have to do is stun lock them and have a squirt.
Look. There's something else. A confession. How come I know so much about the Bastion? Well, I designed the place, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, no, that was a bad idea, buddy. Oh, piss. No, I didn't mean to do that.
There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it.
Also, I just noticed on the edge of the screen, there's like shards of ice.
So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing? The answer is... I don't know.
Oh God Almighty! Oh God Almighty! Zias, right?
You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's alright. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around.
Oh, here we go. Hey, Bull. Hey, Rift. Rift.
The weight of the calamity. It's on our shoulders. We can't just let it go.
I can no longer jump, by the way.
Bastion does have another function, strictly speaking.
Wait, where do I go from here? Oh, right.
If ever the monument blew out and we couldn't repair it, we could still evacuate First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we'd detonate the cores, and we'd take off. Away
Rats.
from here.
Rex. Your turn swinging a tree. Yep. Well, it's not a tree, it's a battering ram. It is a godly battering ram.
Heavy, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that would mean no going back. Ever. But then again, that way all of us could leave the city. Together.
Gianton.
You know, Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you?
I will not tolerate you attacking me.
Zolf and the Ura. All they want now is to see the Bastion fall. Zolf dedicated his life to a lasting peace between the Ura and Caelondia. Zolf ain't lost every shred of decency, though, has he?
Hey, buddy. Can I have that?
He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn the kid.
Can I have that? No.
For Zolf, this ain't a personal matter. It ain't a simple matter of pride either. One thing's for sure, the Ura can't be happy that the kid followed Zolf all the way home.
Now, in this game, unlike Pyre, there are only two choices. Only two choices. Well, I suppose there's four, but only two sets. You have a choice. Abandon Zolf's body and press forward with the battering ram. Zolf's situation is hopeless and a distraction. His plan to avenge the Ura only brought more suffering. All that matters is the safe return of the shard. Abandon the battering ram and pick up Zolf's body instead. Zolf is badly injured, but breathing. It appears his countrymen turned on him as their situation grew desperate. He nearly destroyed the Bastion, yet I chose this my first time, and I'm going to choose it again.
I can see it now. The kid in one corner, and Zolf in the other. Ain't much of a fight. Don't you worry, though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright.
I have no attack, no dodge, no shield. I do, however, have heals.
You ain't still thinking about that whole leaving the city thing, are you?
See your star, you left it burning for me. Mother, I'm here. Eyes open wide, feel your heart and it's glowing.
Kid's probably dealt with Zolf by now. It reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days?
Well, you gotta be careful carrying a guy who's next to dead.
Hey, kid.
Get up.
Get up, kid. Come on, that ain't funny. I said get up. That's more like it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished. Now, there's something I want you to see.
Ripped down of the and cast toward the stars.
Welcome to the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions. Hey, kid. Don't let anything you've done get to you. You can save all those creatures here and now. You've got one thing left to do, so you hang on to that badge. Besides, you earned it. Zolf only brought more ruin to the Ura. No wonder they didn't take kindly to him. Always wondered what the motherland was like. Not that it matters anymore. You can undo the calamity here and now. Go on, kid. And before I forget, thank you.
You made it. Any moment I'd want to live again happened after the calamity, not before. When I finally found my people, I told them we could help. They just took me for a traitor. Glad you showed up. Zulf tried to talk me into joining him. I tried to talk him out of it. I guess we both failed. So, let's see. You can either prevent the calamity, or stick around with me and Rex. I'd hate to be in your shoes. If I could be any place I wanted, I'd stay right here. We could go anywhere in the world.
Just go with your gut. You'll do the right thing.
Ready to get this over with?
And then the second choice. Do you turn back time? Or do you go with what you have in front of you? The fuck was that noise? This process will restore the previous world state and is irreversible. Use only as directed. Caution. This process will cause irreparable damage to core receptacles and disabling restoration protocol. The first time I played through, I chose evacuation.
Oh, mother. And here I figured you'd had enough of me by now. You could have undone the calamity itself. But instead you want to stay. In a world like this. I gotta admit, kid, I ain't yet put much thought in that idea. But carrying on, with you here, we can't go back no more. But I suppose we could go wherever we please. And if anyone's left out there, I sure would like to see the look in their faces when we dock this thing right on their doorstep. Getting ahead of myself, though. I'm gonna need a first mate. What do you say?
I set myself, fly the wind, it will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back, cloud to make it wait for me. I'm coming home, sweet
Rock's stressed in that. Cooking comma is adorable. Yes. And that's that. If I remember correctly, this puts us, if I press continue, it's New Game Plush. I believe. Maybe. Either way, I'm going to call it for now. We will, tomorrow, we will do a bit of New Game Plus, because there is an actual reason. There is stuff that you unlock, only in New Game Plus. And then we will do Transistor.